Hi guys and girls, welcome back to Watch the Time. Thanks for tuning back in. Thanks for coming back to see me. I'm really pleased you've done so, and I'm really pleased about to finally bring you the review for the Prometheus Jamanta. Yeah, I've had a bit of time with it now. You just see my unboxing that I did a little while ago. Yeah, what can I say? It was a watch that I like. I really like the look of. There's lots of things going for it. There's 3 different color options to choose from. Um, Date, no date. Yeah, it's built like a tank as well, which I quite like. Because when you're wearing a little proper beefy dive watch, you're not worried about what you're going to do with it. And the helium escape valve, like I said, with the no date and dates, you got the Miyota 9015 for the date, 9039 for the no date. So you got a few bits and pieces going on there. Like I said, it's a sister brand of Borealis, so we know it's going to be a decent watch because Borealis, in my opinion, do some excellent stuff. Portuguese brand. Like I said, I've been aware of them for a while. Really pleased about to get this in, as well as the bull shark that you will see soon. Yeah, for all intents and purposes, from the get go when I saw the watch, I was like, not bad. If you're looking for a more meaty type watch with all the specs, yeah, for the price, I think I put the price up in front of me. It does change, but this is the price at the time of recording. I'll also leave the price in the thumbnail. But I think this might have you covered. So sit back, relax, grab a cup of tea. We'll probably take about 10, 12 minutes to run through all this. But I appreciate all your support, as I always say. But it's about that time to get the camera turned around and get on with it. Hi guys, so this is the watch. This is the usual packaging. You'd have seen this packaging in my unboxing video. Out of cardboard box, leatherette sort of travel case, embossed at the top. Very sturdy. Yeah, does the job. White stitching going around. You open it up. This one opens up as well, as you'd have seen before. I've put the links in there, I believe. So I put two links in there, which is ones I took out for it to fit my wrist, but also you can also use it as a travel case. You put a couple of watches in there, which is fantastic. Obviously, the watch is there. You get a warranty card, all signed, all bits and pieces on there as well. You get straps in this side as well, just to sort of help keep it in position when you're traveling around. Velvety material. And that's your lot, guys. That's everything going on there. I didn't preset the time because I forgot. So let me just put it out. Not everyone goes to sort of 10 past something, 10 past 10. I normally like it at this sort of time. I like to be different. Who wants to conform? So yeah, the Prometheus Jamanta. I've been really looking forward to bringing the review for this. Like I said, I did the unboxing. Lots of people seem quite infused by it, to be honest, which was good to see. So yeah, the Prometheus Jamanta. So inside this watch is running a Citizen Miyota 9015 movement. It's a high beat movement, which means it's a 4 hertz, 28,800 beats per hour or vibrations per hour, whichever one you prefer. Yeah, this movement is fantastic. Very, very slim, which does probably help contribute a little bit to the thickness of the watch, we'll talk about in a few moments. Probably could have done a little bit more given the profile, but yeah, I do like the sweep you get from these movements. I think these Miyota movements do challenge some of the better sort of Swiss movements. So yeah, Miyota 9015 ticking inside this watch. The construction of the watch, aside from the crystal on the front, is all 316L stainless steel. So that's the fixed bezel. Why it's fixed, I'm not sure. You got brushed into polished surfaces. You've got brushed on the sides. You've got a helium escape valve on this side. Crown, I'm not sure what these guards are doing. It looks like it's a chronograph, but it's not. You've got a nice H-link bracelet, a little bit of taper on there, screw pins. You've got the, obviously, fully milled clasp with the micro adjust or on-the-fly adjust in there. Screw down case back, all 316L stainless steel. And as you'll see, a real mixture of brushing and polishing. And I must say, I've been really impressed with the transitions and the finishing of the watch. So the case thickness of the watch is 12.5 millimeters, which is what I was alluding to. They probably could have got it a bit slimmer, but it is built really, really beefy, this watch. Yeah, 12.5 millimeters. The case diameter, I measure, without the sort of accents and the crown, it was coming at 41.9 millimeters. And when you include the crown, it was kind of 45.4 millimeters. The lug width on this is 22. That does taper down to 20 and back up to 22 at the clasp. And the lug to lug, tip to tip of the watch is 50.4 millimeters. So I don't think that's bad proportions actually. When I first got it out and I was looking at it alongside the Borealis, I was thinking, blimey, this is a big boy. But actually the proportions, yeah, they're not bad. And it actually really sits nicely on the wrist, which was not something I'd expecting. So you'll see that on the outside shots and you'll see it in a moment when I put it on the wrist again. So yeah, that's the proportions, guys. Like I said, it's a fixed bezel, crown at the 3 o'clock position, screwed down. So yeah, that's all those bits and pieces. Screw down case back. It looks like they've got a manta ray on there, and I'm not exactly sure why. Prometheus was a god of fire. I'll bring some information up next to me. So I'm guessing that's kind of what they was alluding to when they done the Prometheus. But that does look like a sort of manta ray, doesn't it? So Jamanta, manta makes sense, but yeah, I'm not sure what Prometheus and Jamanta have got to do, or manta has got to do with that. But yeah, that's the case back. As I said, 22mm lug width, tapers down nicely. The bracelet's really, really comfortable. It comes with separate screws because the middle bit can be taken out. I'm not entirely sure why you'd need to do that, to be honest. It makes it that you've got to take 2 links. If you want to take more links off, or when you take a link out, should I say, you got to unscrew both. So I'm not exactly sure why. But the screws are good. No problems with the screws. You see I took 2 links out for it to fit my wrist. You've got a fully milled clasp on there, and like I said, you've got the on the fly adjust. So you just flick that out, pull it out. So you flick that across, pull it out, and then you just push it back in for the desired size. Yeah, nice and easy to use. Fully milled clasp, as I mentioned, signed on there as well. The crystal covering the dial is a sapphire crystal, and I've been really impressed, guys, with the crystal clarity generally. I've got lots of lights in here at the moment for recording, but when I'm wearing this all week, it's hard. I very seldom even tell that I've got crystal covering the dark. It's so clear, which was really good to see. The water resistance, as you'll make out there, is 300 meters, so that gives you 30 atmospheres of water resistance, and the weight will appear in the top right. So with 2 links removed, it was coming at 197.3 grams. So with those 2 links back in, you're probably about 210 and maybe a bit more. So yeah, not inconsiderable, guys. But like I said, it does wear really well. Probably no small part to the fact it's got a really sort of decent sized bracelet on it, which probably helps. But yeah, let's have a look at the dial in just a bit more detail. So you've got a blue minute track going around the outer edge, slightly darker than the hands. Inside that, you got applied indices everywhere. So you got the Arabic at 12 at the 12, obviously. You got battens everywhere else. You got a smaller batten at the 6, just making way for the date. White with black actually works really well with this, given although it's blue writing on the dial, it goes really, really well in the sense that it's white with different color writing. If it was a dark dial with white writing, obviously I'd want it to have a different color date, but it's not the case. I like the dial, guys. I like the fact that how they've done it. Yeah, nothing too spectacular. It could potentially look like someone's floor or flooring, but I think it looks really, really cool. I like the way they've put it together. That with the white indices as well. You've got the black surround on there. But I think it's just, it makes it look exceptionally clean. And then what you'll find then with the blued hands, they do pop a lot more against that dial. You got Prometheus, so you got the logo, and you got Prometheus written below it in script writing. They've just been printed onto the dial. And 30 ATM is just denoting the fact it's 300 meters of water resist. That's been printed onto the dial as well. So nothing's been applied except for the indices. But yeah, look in the business, isn't it, guys? I do really like it. I would have liked to have seen maybe a rotating bezel. It would have been probably quite nice because it does make this a bit redundant in terms of the bezel. They've got indentations at every hour, but yeah, otherwise it doesn't really serve any purpose, does it? But yeah, that's that, guys. Let me just bring the loom up. The loom was really, really good, actually. I didn't need to charge it much for it to start doing bits. It went and went and it went a bit more, to be honest. It was just kept going. I knew the loom was decent because when I put it next to my bedside table, without much charge, it'd be fairly well lit, to be honest. So yeah, I wasn't surprised, and yeah, they've definitely applied a good bit of loom on there. Like I said, it's got a Miyota 9015 movement inside. So if we take the crown out, it'll pop from the case. Take it out to the second position, you'll see it hacks. Put it back in, it will start back up again. Turn the crown away from you. It does charge it and put it to the first position. Then you can scroll through the date. And that's it, guys. That's everything going on there. But like I said, I do really, really like the way the dial looks. Maybe say it looks like a flooring. Doesn't really echo that too much, but I do think it looks the business. The white is really nice. It looks almost enamelly in nature. And like I said, with the indices and stuff and everything else, I think it's a really cool, clean looking dial. So let me just pop it on the wrist quickly, give you an idea of what it looks like on my wrist. Okay, so with 2 links out, and on the second to last level of on the fly adjust, this is what it looks like on me. And you're going to get a little bit of a feel for just how well finished it is now, guys, because it's a really well finished watch. It's obviously a diver, gone for mainly brush surfaces, but the transitions are nice. And that's what it looks like on my wrist. It hugs the wrist so well, it feels really comfortable, which is a bit of a surprise, but given the size. But there we are. What do you think, guys? Okay, so guys and girls, that would now take me swiftly on to what I think is pants and pucker about the watch. If you've ever watched before, you'll not always start with pants. I do like to go on a high with pucker. So what I think is pants. It's not a great deal, to be honest. This watch is really, really well made, well spec'd and stuff. There's 2 things I want to mention. Is the bezel. I just think I'm not really sure why it's like that, to be honest. I'm not sure why. That it doesn't really need the indentations. It doesn't really help with anything. They could have just done it fixed without that. Oh, unidirectional bezel on it. Yeah, ceramic probably. But yeah, that's just that. And the accents, the case accents. I don't know what these 2 are doing. Obviously, you can unscrew them with an Allen key, it looks like, but I don't know why they need to be there. I don't think it really adds any aesthetic to the watch. So yeah, the case accents. They're the 2 things I mentioned as I go with the bezel and the case accents. What I think is pucker, considerably more, probably hardly surprising. I'm going to go with the crystal clarity. As I said before, I think the crystal has got huge amounts of AR coating on the underside because it does look really, really good in any condition. The dial is really, really beautiful. The hands and indices, as you'll see, they look exceptionally cool as well. I like the way they've been applied. Yeah, nicely done. The movements that you can get. So this has got the 9015 movement. You can also get it with 9039 movements. A date or no date. High beat movements. Very good movements for a £300 watch. The bracelet, as I mentioned before, the bracelet's really well made, really well finished. Tapers a bit, feels super comfortable. And like I said, the brushing, finishing on it is just exceptionally well done. The clasp, like I said, it's a good size clasp. Nice to have the on the fly adjust as well. So, and as I said, the finishing on this watch is really, really well done. I'm going to bring pictures out as we go through all this stuff, but yeah, the finishing on this was really well done. Hopefully I captured it in my thumbnail as well. And finally, the wearability. And what I mean by that is, like I said, this is a 200-gram watch. Oftentimes when you have one of these on your wrist, you're going to feel it. But with this, guys, it really doesn't. It wears so well. The weight is distributed so well through the watch that it actually feels like doesn't feel as heavy because of it. So the things I'm going to mention is I'm going to go with the crystal clarity, dial, hands indices, movements, bracelet, clasp, finishing, and the wearability of the watch. And that'll take me very quickly on to would I recommend this watch? And like I've said before, when there's such a disparity between the pants and pucker, I think you know what's coming next, then yeah, because it's going to be very, very difficult. It's become undeniable at this point. I would definitely recommend this watch. I reckon it's one you need to check out. It was a new one on me, so I'm really pleased about to get my hands on this. Really, really cool watch. So yeah, I definitely would recommend it. A few color variations to choose from. Actually, I'll bring them up next to me now. So again, you can have a good choice of. So like I said, you got 3 different colors. You got date, no date. So there's 6 different watches to choose from. Hopefully, there's something in there in keeping with your takes on those. But guys and girls, please let me know what you think about this watch, and maybe any other watches you may want to see on the channel. And as always say, don't forget to like, subscribe, and always watch the time. Take care, guys. All the very best.